So Gloria Carlineo, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Can you take about a minute just to tell us why you want to earn these folks' votes and beat Patrick Murphy?
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. This is a truly committed group of people if you're here tonight. We're not the ones who are afraid to be here, so thank you all for being here. And as Don said, my name is Gloria Carlineo, and I am here running for the 8th Congressional District. And my platform is not very complicated. It is about returning our country back to those American principles that our founding fathers laid out as a foundation for our great nation, with the Constitution as the blueprint. And it doesn't seem like a very complicated issue, and yet I believe that our country, led by the two parties, have been shying away from that for years, and we need to bring that back. And the principles that I'm talking about are principles such as limiting the role of government in our lives, limiting the size of government, holding our representatives accountable, fiscal responsibility, protecting our liberties and our freedoms that are guaranteed by the Constitution, and also defending the American spirit and encouraging people who work hard instead of encouraging people who just sit back and wait for government handouts. So these are the principles that I hold very dear to my heart. I believe that knowing what I stand for will give you an idea of how I would vote once I'm elected to Congress. And I know that I don't have the benefit, or perhaps it is a detriment, of having a voting record that should be scrutinized. But I do believe that you can judge by my actions and my life story. And I have been able to overcome a lot of obstacles in my life and be here today because I have followed those principles. And I have done so without the benefit of having money or elite schools or having any kind of political godfathers to help me along the way. If there is one thing that we can see that American people have been saying over the last couple of months, and we saw that in Massachusetts and in Illinois, is that people are tired of seeing the same people running our government and ruining our country in many, many ways. We're tired of the professional politicians who just go from one position to another and just stay in political life for most of their adult lives.
And you know, we're going to run out of time, and we have so many good questions.
Okay.
One of the questions, and everybody's
Sure.
getting the same questions, is when's the last time you read the United States Constitution?
Actually, on my way here, I read a few of the amendments that I needed to refresh my recollection on.
Speed reader, Gloria. And
That's
the PA Constitution, how about that?
The PA Constitution, I probably have not been as diligent as I have been with the
That's
U.S.
what everybody
Constitution.
says. It's a
Sorry.
lot longer. What's your position on card check?
Well, I'm very glad that you asked for that question. I believe that this is the worst. First of all, I disagree with card check. I believe that it actually hurts the workers. I think they should have secret ballots if we are going to have the unions. And this is coming at the worst possible time, at a time when we're having so many economic problems. We cannot burden our employers and our small businesses with this.
And what do you think about earmarks? And would you sign a no earmark pledge?
Yes, and this is something that is very difficult, I know, for politicians, because in the end we have too many people who judge the representatives by the pork that they bring home. But I think we need, as representatives and also as people, be able to sign those pledges that we're not going to be doing that.
Do you believe that the suggestion that global warming is an undeniable scientific fact, yes or no?
No.
And would you support cap and trade legislation of any kind?
No, no.
Okay. Do you believe that Iran's development of a nuclear weapons capability is an imminent threat to America and our allies in the Middle East, yes or no?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part of it?
And they're up here,
Oh.
okay, so everybody can read along. Do you believe that Iran's development of a nuclear weapons capability is an imminent threat to America and our allies in the Middle East?
Yeah, absolutely, and we see it on the news every time.
So would you support the timeline to impose a blockade on Iran?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And would you support direct U.S. military action to prevent Iran from gaining nuclear weapons capability, yes or no?
Yes, we need to.
Okay. Do you believe there's a worldwide threat from jihadism or what they call Islamofascism? Do you believe there's the threat of that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we see it all the time, and I can't believe that anybody would think otherwise.
What would you do to keep America safer and fight terrorism?
Well, we need to go back and see what's worked over the last few years and keep on doing that. And we do need to be more diligent and have all the agencies be able to work together so that we can bring a lot of those people, and if we have a no-flight list, that we can actually enforce that.
Let's talk about jobs, jobs, jobs. It's all about the jobs.
Yes,
What would you do? What do you believe in to stimulate our economy and get those jobs going?
Well, I think that the answer is going to lie in our small businesses. I do believe that giving them tax incentives to be able to hire more employees is what we're going to get our economy going. I believe if we start taxing people, that it's just not going to work. But then at the same time, we also have to give tax cuts to the people so they can actually spend the money and patronize, use those companies that are going to be creating the jobs.
And do you plan on running in the primary on the Republican ticket, even if you don't receive the GOP endorsement?
Absolutely.
Okay. And would you support the GOP candidate if you fail to win the primary election?
If we, yes, absolutely. After the primaries, we'll support the candidate.
We have 1 minute left. Take it.
I can finish up then.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Well, what I wanted to say is we need to look at the leaders that we're going to be electing. We do need to have somebody who's decisive and who's not going to be waffling on issues. We need a leader who's going to stand for what's right and not just what is politically expedient, and somebody who will be willing to stand up not just to the opposing side, but also the people within our own party. And I hope you will agree that I do have the common sense and I do have the right reasons for running for this position. I have the credentials, I have the experience, but more importantly, I have the right people who are committed, like I am, for this cause of bringing America back. We have people who are volunteers, who are giving a lot of time. We don't have an army of paid political consultants, but we have people who are committed. And last thing I wanted to say was that as to my political views, they come from my life experiences. They don't come from any kind of indoctrination or divine intervention. I believe in what I say because I've lived it. And I know that every American can make it if you just work hard and you sacrifice. It may not be easy all the time, but this is the great thing about living in our country, which is the best country in the world. And we need to fight for that. And I hope that you will give me the opportunity in the next few weeks to talk to you, tell you about my experiences and my views, and also about all those common sense solutions that I want to bring once I'm elected to the U.S. Congress. And thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Gloria Carlineo. Thank you so much. We want to bring up Ira Hoffman.